Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. This is tonight, hopefully the first sort of night of actually being able to have guests come on, have a chat with them. It's been a while, I really have had to get through to this. So yeah, thank you ever so much for coming along, you guys. Dave MC, M from M16, Owlman, Ricky Bell, Gripper Crapper, hello. The Keet Sune Cavalier, hello there. And I do have a guest with me, Mr. Hugh Jarsz. How are you?
Greetings and salutations. It's great to be here. How are you?
Very well, mate. Yep, very well. Lockdown, obviously, at the minute in the UK, so good to connect with people, keep the mouth muscles working, shall we say. So, yeah, glad you came along, mate. You're officially the first guest ever with STST. How does that feel?
I feel very honoured. I was also, your number 2 super chat came from me, so your number 2 came from your Hugh Jarsz.
Yeah. Oh, cheers, mate. I mean, it was Hugh last night. He gave me a bit of a hand, taught me a few things, obviously, to use StreamYard, etc. So, yeah, no, thanks ever so much for that, Hugh. Is it coming okay through in the chat? Obviously, hopefully the quality's okay. Hopefully people can hear, people can see. So yeah, thank you very much. So I'm going to just basically ask you a few questions and then go from there. Conspiracy Cats might be coming along, but that basically is a little bit busy. He's trying his best, may or may not, but hopefully so. But Hugh, mate, what actually made you get into like the debunking community? How did you come across it?
Well, I've got a science degree and a master's. I've always been interested in science. I did astronomy and chemistry as a kid, as a hobby, that kind of thing. My job in business is I have to weed out the stupid, basically, because I've got to coordinate people to focus effort and resources to achieve great things. And when people are wasting time, and especially on the whole society level, dealing with things we've already dealt with, like flat Earth, we dealt with that 2,500 years ago. It makes me get upset. And also when I noticed when flat Earth had its resurgence about 5-6 years ago, a lot of young people fell for it. And the reason for that, as far as I can tell, and I'm not insulting them by doing this, but when you're 20 years old, and I remember when I was 20 years old, and it wasn't that long ago, you don't know as much as you know when you're older. You just haven't had time to learn it yet. I knew a lot for the average 20-year-old, but the vast majority of people are the average 20-year-old or less in terms of knowledge, and not just knowledge of things, but knowledge of people and how they comment and things like that, and how you recognize them, how you deal with them. And it felt very important to me after talking with people like PhD Tony and Krafty, Keelah and Mr. Sensible on a live stream. We all sort of started at the same time for the same reason, that needed to be opposed. And I'm a good communicator. It's part of what I do for a living when I'm working. And so I thought I had skills to bring to add to the debunking community in that regard. Not to mention I've got corgis as well.
They are cute, actually. Yeah, they're cute corgis. No, it's good though, mate. Obviously, I remember that was you and Krafty, wasn't it, on the stream with Mr. Sensible?
Yeah, PhD Tony was there as well. Yeah.
Oh, and PhD Tony. So he actually started that day as well, did he?
Yeah, pretty much. He'd already had a channel, but I was his 5th subscriber, which was I did that day. And Krafty and I did our very first video as a collaboration. Both our first video, but it was the same video. And not being Irish and not being a girl, she did much better on her channel than mine, but that's good. That's just the way the market is. And I've managed to catch up. I have certainly not disgraced myself in any way. So and I love it on the rare occasion. Most fellas are scared of me, it seems. I only seem to get the really, really crazy ones. And they're just easily dismissed. You just don't waste your time with them.
Yeah. Oh no, that's really cool, mate. It's welcome, welcome along is all I'll say. Obviously, like you say, you're over the 1,000K now, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm closing in on 1,200 actually. So if anyone's out there who hasn't subscribed to me, please get over and do that.
Yep, do so. Do so with Hugh Jarsz. And like you say, I mean, channel growth, I always, it seems like sometimes you're sort of treading water a little bit, but then when you look back 3 months ago, you think, oh, well, I have moved forward a bit. It comes in peaks and troughs, I think, as well. But
it depends on what you do as well, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, crikey. But I always find actually when I go on other channels that will, you can sit there making videos yourself all day, but unless you're kind of getting out there and going on other channels, getting your voice out there, if you know what I mean, it seems to sort of help me in a way. But
yeah, I think you need to have your name out there. Having a recognisable name like Hugh Jarsz is a help as well, I think. And I've done a lot of super chats. I've gone on other people's shows and things like that. I certainly think that helps. Certainly the quality of what work you do and how it makes people react helps a lot. Look at Irish Team, and he's like the king of that. Team Skeptic as well, who's sort of been around a bit longer, and you see where Team Skeptic's gone. I'm not quite the entertainer that those guys are, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy what I do, and I try and be as entertaining as I possibly can.
That's it. Some people even say to me, like, oh, I never started out wanting to be a YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just something that came along because I was watching a lot of YouTube. And then I suddenly felt passionate to, want to make videos and stuff. Obviously, I was a blooming flat earther then, but it's just a continuation, isn't it? If you know what I mean. But I don't think anyone starts it thinking like, oh, I'm going to be some huge YouTuber. It's just a format to get your voice out, I think, Yeah,
well, I mean, in your case, for example, I think it's amazing to see the growth that you've gone under. Because I've seen when you were a flat earther videos, and you came across as an utter prick. And you are the exact opposite of that right now. You are such a nice guy, and that comes through in all your videos. You care about the people you're talking to. And you're not wishing harm on anyone. You just want to help them. And whereas when you're a flat earther, your attitude was completely different. And you've said before that it hurt your business, it hurt your love life, it hurt you lost friends and things like that. And that's because of the arrogance it gave you, I think. And you've lost all that now. You have a different type of arrogance, but it's arrogance based in things that are actually real, and which is fair enough. And because there's a difference between that's confidence. Confidence is arrogance that can be backed up, whereas arrogance is baseless confidence. So.
No, I get you. Yeah. No, thanks so much. Just got to get the rest back now, so I've got to get the woman back, the business back. But at least I've got my marbles back. That's a start.
Oh yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, but and
this gives you a whole lot of social interaction as well, and that you can only learn from that. And like I was saying about people who are young, have done so much, do a lot of social interaction, but it's not very productive social interaction at that point. The people who do well learn how to socially interact with pretty much anyone from any age group or any background. And you're getting exposure to a whole lot of people like that through your YouTube channel, and you're figuring out you're learning skills as a result compared to what you were as a flat earther. That's all. I'm not saying you're useless or anything because you always had skills, but you can see how you've grown since you've made the change a year ago or so.
Yeah, I think like the average age that watches me is such a broad range, really. But I think the highest category is say between 35 and 55 or something like that. So I thought, that's actually, I'm quite happy with that. Obviously a lot of YouTube channels are based on, under 16s or, sort of early
certainly
20s.
Most popular ones. People actually have time to watch videos.
Yeah. I mean, the size of some of them channels, how they get so big is just, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, PewDiePie, mate, he's the biggest individual YouTuber. There's a Bollywood site that's bigger. But he's basically done it by screaming a lot. And I think that's genius, that he's making, well, I presume at 100 million plus subs, you're making millions of dollars a year out of your YouTube channel. And, he's made it just by screaming a lot. And I think that's just genius, utter genius.
Oh, MD,
I mean, I can
saying,
scream a lot, I don't want to pay me for it.
About me. Obviously, anyone else in the chat, I mean, if you want to ping me an email, maybe get one or two other people on as well. So seek truth, speak truth official at gmail.com. I'll try and fumble my way through and work out how to get someone else on as well. So like I say, if you do want to ping me an email, it's an open platform. Doesn't matter, whether you're a content creator or not. If you want to come on for a chat, please do so. So, Hugh, Jarsz, have you, obviously you're sort of, would you say you're part of the Wolf Pack, or are you sort of an honorary?
Oh, yes.
Or
No.
You are?
Wolfie said I was, and all the others agreed. So, yes, I'm an official member of the Wolf Pack.
That's cool. Do you ever have plans on sort of meeting up with them at all, or?
Well, sort of, I think we're all Australian, aren't we? Yeah. I've met Critical Think.
Okay.
Wally's a bit of a recluse, so it's a bit hard to meet him.
It's a bit hard to find him.
Well, I basically know where he lives, the suburb at least. But he's I better not sort of offer details about him without his permission. What he does, he's particularly susceptible to COVID, from what I gather. He's taking a strategy of self-isolation to make sure that doesn't become an issue for him. People, I just noticed Gary White Benga got deleted. One of his messages deleted. That's for FTFE. It's I don't know what Seek Truth Speaks Truth thinks about it, but I would advise that to the mods that Gary White Benga should be left to spew his idiocy. The reason he gets the Vicky treatment on FTFE is because he is gutless wonder and doesn't want to debate FTFE. But SCSE is not FTFE. Wow, all these acronyms.
I'm like a cheap knockoff.
I don't know about cheap.
Nah.
And you haven't got a tight shirt.
Is Gary Whitebenger in the chat, is he?
Yeah, and someone's deleted his message.
Oh, okay. We actually had an all right chat with him on Mr. Sensibles the other night. I don't think it's all quite as bad. Obviously he's an absolute troll in the comments, but actually in person, seemed like an okay guy, if you know what I mean. But yeah,
very deluded, very brainwashed. But I mean, these are lost souls, you were. And we should be trying to help the lost souls. The ones that have gone too far or doing it just for money, like Oakley, they're the ones that we sort of deride the most, I guess. With people like Gary, I'm not saying he could be saved. He might be far too brainwashed, but he's someone who's been fooled, and we should respect him. That he's tied himself up in a mental knot, and he needs help to get out of that. And we can't just treat him as an idiot because I don't think that's respectful.
No, I mean that's it. I mean, it's so difficult because obviously when you just see someone as a troll in the comments, you don't really realise actually there is a person behind that. I try, Gary's welcome here. I'm not some person going to try and push him away, if you know what I mean. He's even welcome on for a chat if he wanted to come on. But that's
Gary, send SDSC an email. What's your email address, mate?
Seek Truth, Speak Truth, official at gmail.com.
Is that all one word or underscores or anything? Or?
No, all one word. Yeah.
So Gary, send Seek Truth, Speak Truth an email, and we'll get you on here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Have the stream.
Hey, Dave.
Hello, mate. Yep. We should have Dave MC on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay with what I'm hearing, so give me a second to see if I can sort that out.
Well, you should mute the stream so you're only getting it through StreamYard.
Yeah, I've done that. Am I in sync now?
I presume so.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
All right, good stuff. How's everybody doing?
All right, mate.
Good, mate.
I don't think I've come across you before. Dave, you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm not a YouTuber. I just watch for the moment. I've been watching kind of debunking stuff for a while. Kind of started, I think, mainly looking at some of the creationism debunking, and then of course going further down the rabbit hole, got into the flat Earth debunking, and it's just amusing and entertaining, really. What am I at myself? I've got a degree in computer science. I've a degree in electronic engineering. I'm doing a master's in embedded systems at the moment. So I quite like education. I don't know, I suppose just kind of chatting to Seek on some of the chats, and he asked me if I was interested in popping in, so I said I'd say hello.
And here you are.
Glad you came along, Dave. Yeah, me and Dave are actually, we're sort of in discussions at the minute and trying to sort out like a bit of a debate channel. So,
All right, good.
Kind of a bit of agree to disagree, shall we say. And yeah, me and Dave are going to sort of team up on that and, moderate, maybe debate as well if the opportunity is there. Someone wants to debate us. So yeah, that will be, I think he did drop a link in the chat earlier. But if not, no worries. I'll make sure we push it. We're up to about 40 subscribers at the minute.
Dave,
so
you're going to say?
No, I was just going to say, so funny, sort of trying to start a new channel again, if you know what I mean. And then, like I say, I think we're up to 40 subscribers. So, say even with Soman Dan, his channel's massive, but obviously he'll bring up his podcast a lot. But it's starting over again, really, if you know what I mean. But the guests he's had on there so far is incredible. And people are still, they're clicking on, what is it? Flat Earth Fails or whatever, which obviously are brilliant, funny videos, but probably going past like a 40-minute podcast with an amazing person. Do you know what I mean? I just think, how does that happen? Do you know what I mean? But
well, Simon Dan does have a blue check that makes it easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dave Max just dropped the link to your debate channel on chat. Truth Debates, They're called. So I'm just going to subscribe myself. I don't think I'd known the name of it before now. So.
Well, it's currently got absolutely 0 videos. So
yeah. We'll try. I mean, what should we do? Try and push to get 100 subscribers, and then maybe we'll do our first thing on there. So if we could get, obviously, not now, but within the next few weeks, maybe hopefully try and push it, get to about 100, and then we shall, start doing stuff on that channel.
Sounds good to me, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on FTFE or Team Skeptic and ask, and those sort of channels, and ask if you can shell yourself out.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I've no shame. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
Don't do it on Creaky's though. Creaky doesn't like that. We got 56 watching, mate.
Sorry, mate. Konu Log has just sent a super chat. Could you say the famous phrase, keep it up? What is the famous phrase? I've got loads now, I think, I?
ROS?
Got to be keep it global, right?
Maybe. What is the famous phrase, Konu Log? Because I don't want to get it wrong and look like an idiot. So
well, they put ROS in parentheses there, so I don't know what ROS stands for.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I hope you're all enjoying your day on our lovely rotating oblate spheroid. There you go. Yeah. Because I used to say it a lot, but then people were like, oh, it's so annoying. But then a lot of people missed it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah,
well,
thanks,
Connie.
Yeah. And when you don't say it, people are like, what? They missed saying that. Like, what's going on? just kind of growing over time. You get your own little catchphrases, don't you? Yours, obviously. What's yours, Hugh Jarsz?
Well, greetings and salutations is how I welcome people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I got told the other day that someone else is using that, but hey, it's just a thing.
I did say it once. Greetings and salutations, and you actually clocked it, didn't you? And you're like, hang on a minute, you've stolen my.
No, I wasn't being mean. I was just saying, hey, that's mine. You can use it if you want. It's no one's got the copyright on it.
We've got another super chat. Thank you very much, Gary Isle of Wight. Looking forward to the new channel. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. It's going to be. That's why I thought let's do something different on another channel. If you know what I mean. Some people like debates, some people don't. So, separate it out if you know what I mean. But yeah, obviously I've got a lot of confidence from this now, knowing that. I can go live, etc. Have a couple of people on, so yeah, we'll do it. Tusk as well. Get a haircut, hippie. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I need to get my big razor out. But yeah, thanks for that, Tusk, mate. Absolute legend. Well, it really throws me off when I get super chats. I'm just like, what? I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to my first super chat. I haven't got one yet because I'm not monetized yet, but it'll be an interesting situation. And not that I want to do it for the money, but if other people want to give me money, who am I to stand in their way?
Yeah.
Jump in there for a second, just because what Tusk was saying. Yeah, just because Tusk what was saying about getting a haircut, hippie. Let's see if I can hang on. I'm going to try and turn on my camera for a second. How do I turn on my camera? I think that should be okay. Cam
mic option down the bottom. There you go.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's a hairstyle more than a haircut, but yeah.
I've got hair envy already. Christ. Yep, I've got massive hair envy now, Dave, mate. Bloody hell. Can I have half?
Yeah, sure. I actually grow it for a charity. Genuinely, like I don't know. I think about 4 or 5 years ago, I just kind of wasn't arsed getting it cut, and it just started growing a bit. And then somebody asked me, are you growing that to give it away to charity? And I was like, no, but can you? Is that a thing you can do? And yeah, I looked into it, and it's for generally children with cancer. They make wigs out of the hair. So I started growing my hair, and I think it's about 14 inches they need to get a proper wig out of it. So I grew it there. I think about 2 years ago I cut it, and literally just scissors to the back of it and cut it off, and then I sent it off to them. And yeah, I'm growing it again. I think I'm about close to 14 inches again. So soon I'll be chopping off the back of it again, and then just grow it again until I can't grow it anymore.
Brilliant. Krafty Keelah does that, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, like a princess. A sort of charity. Yeah, she shaved her hair off. And sort of. Yeah, that's it.
Can I just read the next super chat because it's directed to me?
Then try and get a wig. I've had a couple more super chats actually. JSS Tiger, why does Hugh Jarsz wear a man thong?
Well, the thing is, I'm not wearing a man thong. I'm actually wearing the biggest pair of shorts I could find. But hey, I'm just a big fella. That's all.
And Commander Darklight, $20 there. Thank you so much for keeping it real. Absolute legend there, buddy. He is a real legend. He's got an interview actually on Alien X Gaming. His sort of. Oh look, I've got my nephew's actually giving me a super chat. That's funny. No Philly 96. Hello, mate. Yeah, Craigie baby. So basically, my family all call me Craigie baby. So yeah, cheers for that, Adam, mate. I'm gonna. Yeah, he's just doxed me there. I don't mind about the Craigie, but it's more the baby, to be honest. But oh well, we'll get there. Thanks
SESC, I have to deal with something for about 10 minutes, so I'll be back soon. Probably 5, actually.
Okay.
So I'll be back soon. I'll just go on mute.
Cool. Not a problem. So, Dave, mate, I mean, what would your topic be? Like, say that you'd like to debate on the channel.
Oh, wow. I'm not sure. I'm quite opinionated, so
That's what we want.
yeah, I don't know. I'm like generally anything woo. Like, I mean, I genuinely think that globally we have a big problem with just anti information or anti science at the moment, and I think anything where you just have people that are pointing at woo, like, you know, I want to kind of point out why that's not okay, and maybe even try and help people to discover methods for examining their own thoughts as to, you know, well, should I take this on board, or maybe does this require a further look? Should I maybe examine this a little bit more before I take it on? So, you know, anything around that side of things is kind of where I'm good to go. I think if you can get other people to bring their topics to you, there's a much better chance they'll engage, and then I suppose then you can try and engage back with them.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it's even trying to sort of track someone down to say, like, will you debate? Do you want to debate? You know, I don't know how FTFE manages to get people on so often. Do you know what I mean? But they just want to go on there and get slaughtered.
Yeah, if I was against the topic for FTFE, there isn't a hope in hell I would go in his chat. Like, he's going to shout me down and make me look like a fool. So no, I'm not going.
Classic. I've got to correct, actually, my nephew who gave that super chat. It wasn't Adam. It was actually Bradley. They're brothers. So very sorry, Bradley, mate. And thank you for that super chat. That's funny. No, so carry on, Dave, mate.
I think that was kind of it, man. Really, yeah. Like, yeah, as I said, I'm definitely interested in trying to get something going and
yeah.
See it. This is my first time with my face on the internet, so that's I'm a little bit on the, you know, a little bit on the terrified side, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah. No, you're doing all right, mate. I mean, it took me ages to actually get the confidence to go live. To me, obviously, pre-recording a video, it's just you and a camera, isn't it? If you know what I mean. So it's a big step, actually. So well done, mate.
I've kind of done that a bit. Like, I have, I do actually have a private YouTube channel. Like, I lecture, and I've made, you know, class videos and hosted them on YouTube. It's the easiest way to host them and to share them out with the class. So I've made a number of pre-recorded videos like that as well, and I've kind of gotten a little bit used to, especially from the editing side of it, I've gotten used to listening to myself, which definitely is very weird at the start. But yeah, I've gotten used to a bit more now of listening to myself. But yeah, it's always been to, like, you know, a class of 15 or 20 people. Like, you know, it's not quite anybody forever, whenever. Like, yeah, so that's a little bit weird.
So you're yourself actually a teacher, are you?
Lecturer, yeah, university lecturer.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. And what is it actually that you lecture yourself?
Obviously within the department it changes somewhat, but the department I'm in is electrical and electronic engineering.
Okay.
So yeah, so anything kind of around programming microcontrollers, and then kind of the electronics around kind of putting them together and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I get very, very excited about it, which is probably why I got the job. But I do get very excited about it, and there's always, like, I mean, I'm even looking around my desk here now, and there's just parts everywhere around the desk, like, just
perfect job for you then, sounds like it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I love it. It's great.
I'm back.
JSS Tiger, sorry. Oh, hello, Hugh, mate. Super chat from JSS Tiger. Is Dave hiding a poster of a naked lady behind that screen?
How do you know it's a lady?
Yeah. What are you hiding behind the screen?
And absolutely, which way does it go? I don't know if I can pull it away. Maybe no, I'm not going to get it away. There's an absolute mess of books, and no, it's not too much in the way, but it's just a mess of books, and yeah, I'm not showing you how messy it looks back there. If there's a screen, I can pretend it doesn't happen.
So I take it, like, when you're doing, like, Zoom lectures, is it, or something like that? You kind of
yeah, it's exactly what it's for. Like, yeah, again, there's no need to have the class see what's in my room. So I just this green screen is literally a bed sheet. I just happen to have a green bed sheet, so it's hung over like a clothes hanger style kind of.
Does it actually work as a green screen then? Because you're supposed to get it really flat and stuff.
The flat isn't actually as important as you'd think. And does it work as a green screen? Kind of. Like at the moment, the way it is, especially with that big light up this side of me, that isn't great. It when I move, you can kind of see artifacts and stuff. But while it would be better if I ironed it a bit, what actually is way, way, way more important is your lighting setup. And my lighting setup isn't great at the moment. With a better lighting setup, it doesn't really matter if there's that many wrinkles in the screen, because the software can handle pretty much a decent range of both sides of the pixels of whatever color you pick as your green screen. But obviously with the light like this, you can see that sorry, I keep pointing to the wrong side, even with it flat, right up there by the light, it's very light green. And then down over my shoulders, it's very dark green. So that kind of poor lighting setup, that makes it very hard to chroma key out the green screen. So instead, what you need is, I should technically have it back a bit further so it's a bit straighter. And you can even see there now it's all a little bit more even on the green. And then if I had a light shining at me, which I haven't gotten around to getting yet, then that would highlight the green better in the background, and then that will pull me out of it. And then it's pretty easy to do.
Cool. Can you guys sort of just carry on chatting for a second? I'll be back in 2 minutes. I need to go and do an Anthony Riley.
As long as it's not a Nathan.
Yeah.
Well, my excuse is better than that. I mean, I didn't have to do a Riley. I had my mower man arrive. It was high summer here. It's 8:30 in the morning, and it's been raining a lot in the last few weeks, so my grass has grown pretty high, and the mower man's here. And, of course, it drives the corgis nuts. They hate hearing the mower.
Dogs just seem to hate lawnmowers for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, you think you're desensitized. The older one, the boy, he even when he was a little puppy, he was scared of the lawnmower. I think he picked it up from the kennel where he was born, and the lawnmower must have gone past, so he just started barking at it, and he's never stopped.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to say now.
Well, your new channel, what was it called? Truth
Debates.
Truth Debates, yeah. What sort of debates are you planning to have on it?
Yeah, so myself and Seek were just kind of chatting about that earlier on. We don't really know yet. We're thinking like we're aiming towards just trying to have general kind of woo debates. I kind of want to steer a little bit clear from maybe the flat earth stuff, just because, well, first of all, there's loads of people doing it quite well already. And as well, when we're talking about debates, I'm not really sure. I want to refer to flat earth as a debate, because it just isn't.
No, it isn't.
And yeah, so I think we're kind of just general woo stuff that maybe other people are interested in, and have them try and explain to us why they think what they think is a relevant thing to think, and why we think it isn't.
Yeah. I like the religious debates myself. I find them so interesting.
It just is pointless,
it is. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
you can believe what you want to believe. That there's the whole point of religion is based on faith, which by definition doesn't have evidence. So,
yeah. I love watching recently Christopher Hitchens. Have you heard of him?
Yep.
I'm sure you must have. Yeah, they call it being hitch slapped. Oh my god, but even most atheists, like they say, is if you can prove a god, they'll believe in it, won't they? If you know what I mean. So it's not against. It's not like nothing to do with really saying, oh, there definitely is no god. It's more, in my opinion, saying there's definitely no proof there is a god. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, again, by definition, there's no proof that there is a god. There's no proof that there isn't a god. If you could prove that either way, it wouldn't be God, really. So, by definition, that's what I mean. It's a pointless debate, religion. But it's interesting to see how people what they're really arguing is their own interpretations, which is a study in human psychology in itself. So that's always interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what's fascinating about flat earthers, really. How can they possibly think these things despite all the evidence against them and the zero evidence for them? Every bit of evidence they come up with, they've either made up or they've just misunderstood it or whatever. But yet they're so adamant that they're correct. You know, you just ask them for one piece of evidence, and 2 hours later, you're still asking the same question. It's just amazing.
If you look at creations, younger creationists particularly, like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they have less basis for being correct than flat earthers do. Like, at least flat earthers can see a globe or see the earth. You know, whether it's
you can have evidence for it.
Out of it. There's evidence that there is an earth. There's evidence of another couple of bits and pieces that they might talk about. Whereas when you come to younger creationists, there's absolutely nothing against absolutely everything. And yet there's still, is it something like 35 to 45% of America have, are quite happy to accept the earth is young? Like, I mean, that's just, it's scary.
And most Christians don't believe that, worldwide. The whole young earth creationist thing is very much, there's young earth creationists all over the world, but the vast majority of them are in the US. So it's more a cultural thing than anything else. You know, they have that culture where they teach that to their kids, and that's why the kids believe it's real, because, their parents told them.
Yeah, it really shows, like, I mean, definitely with any religion, like, it's not at all surprising that the religion that you end up being identifying as, shall we say, is the one that's prevalent where you were born. You know, nothing to do with any god or any actual belief. It's whatever one's popular where you were born. That's the right one somehow.
And speaking of where you were born, I'm terrible at accents. Are you from Tanzania, maybe?
Me? No. It is currently half or just gone 10:30 here. I'm in Ireland.
Oh, Ireland. Oh, okay. I wouldn't have picked that. I was going to go for Peru next, but
no, I can hear that Keelah twang. That sort of. Yeah, definitely Irish.
Well, Keelah also has that "don't fuck with me" accent as well.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Krafty. Classic. I'm just obviously inviting, seeing if anyone else did want to jump on at all.
I think you got the email wrong there, mate. You missed out the Gmail bit.
Oh.
Yeah, speak truth.
Yeah.
Sorry, seek truth always. Seek is always first. Seek truth, speak truth, official at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So that people know how to get hold of you.
People get tongue twisted with that. Seek truth, speak truth. Like, which way around do you say it? I don't know.
Even STST is hard to say.
Yeah, and that sounds like. Was it you that said that? Sounded like something sexually transmitted disease. Sounds like it's something you'd catch at the weekend, maybe.
Yes.
Oh,
and
God.
If you were made of diesel, you'd be STSTD. At least that's the way I think it works.
STSTD. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, like people saying in the chat there, yeah. Hitch.
No, Paula, that's not. Paula, it's seek truth, speak truth at gmail.com, not official. Oh, sorry. Seek truth, speak truth, official at gmail.com.
Should I just post it in the chat?
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, go on then, please. We've got someone else here now. Infinite.
Good day.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
That's a rather limiting name, isn't it?
Look at half the house. Is this
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool, mate. You carry on, buddy.
I was just going to say, yeah, you can see all the weaknesses in it now.
Is this a green screen?
Oh, yeah.
It's a bedsheet.
It's suddenly gone widescreen, isn't it? Oh,
yeah, it wouldn't really work as a green screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I just respond to something in the chat?
Off.
I'll just respond to something in the chat quickly. Kunu Log asked me to say hi to Dave from Antrim in the north. So there you go. I've done it.
How's things? Thank you.
So you want to know where I'm from?
Go
Off
for
you
it,
go.
mate.
I'm from Austria.
Oh, I live in Australia too.
Not Australia, Austria.
No, we got a lot of Americans watching. They
It's
can't tell.
below Germany.
It's just
Good
a
to see you, bud.
Germany light, isn't it? Or is it Germany
What?
heavy and Germany is Austria light? Because it used to be the same country, 200 years ago.
Oh, you're just poking
I don't know.
Well, at the minute though, Infinite is actually designing me a few logos, and is going to do me a new intro as well. So,
Awesome.
obviously there's no whenever they're ready, if you know what I mean. But yeah, and then we're going to basically put the 3 logos to the subscribers to actually choose between the 3. So, kind of rebranding, if you know what I mean. And so Infinite, thank you very much. He just came
No
to
problem,
me and
mate.
offered his services. No, that's brilliant, mate. So
I
what do you do
just-
in your? No, you carry on, buddy.
I just stumbled onto your channel from Sam and Dan, and I watched you for a little while. Then I heard that you came to us from the Flat Earther Society, and it kind of made me thinking. So, what can I do to welcome him? And I looked at your logo, thought a little bit like it's a little bit unprofessional. So I thought maybe I could I could do something about that.
Yeah.
Also, sorry for my bad English.
No, you're
No,
pretty good.
that's fine.
You speak
that's
proper
fine,
like
mate.
what Weeze does.
I was going to say, your English is much better than my any other language, that's for sure. I'll put it
I
this
also
way.
can speak English. German. Sorry, German.
Nice. I can't speak Irish. Well, I kind of can, but not really.
All my German I learned from Hogan's Hero, so I can't speak a lot.
Okay.
Raus, schnell, you know.
I know a little bit
So
of
actually,
German.
you can speak something
No.
in German.
Only one
Okay.
phrase. Mein Lieblingsmannschaft ist Ipswich Town.
That's actually. I understood 2 words, and then I didn't know what you said.
I'm glad someone
Yeah,
did.
man shaft. What was it? That sounds dodgy.
Yeah. Manshaft.
That's what it sounded like.
Classic. I think we might have Krafty
Another one,
Keelah gonna jump on. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to sort this out on here. So apologies.
So I've actually been working on some on the second logo I am designing you,
Okay.
and the first one is like the old logo but simplified, so kind of like a modern classic. So it's the moon in like a cartoon style with the with your STST initials
Okay.
onto it.
Are you willing to give us a preview, or would you prefer to
Uh,
hold it off?
nah, I just want to surprise him
Okay.
when they're finished.
Cool.
Can I ask
Yeah,
anyone
sure.
hear the corgis in the background, because they're barking a bit at the moment because of the mower man?
Yeah, a little. I don't think it's disturbing, but you can hear him.
Oh, okay, good. As long as it's not disturbing.
But am I quiet?
No, you're fine.
No, we can hear you.
I
Okay.
can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you clear, mate. We should have Krafty Keelah. Should be adding you to the stream now. Hello, Krafty
Hello,
Keelah.
hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
How's
Crafty.
Hang on, I have to mute my stream. How are you guys?
I'm
Good,
fine,
yourself?
thank you.
Good.
And to answer your question, Hugh, yes, I could hear the corgis. I actually
Yeah.
asked you in the chat. I was like, is the corgis trying to make a debut on STSC's channel?
Well, on this channel, yes.
Yes.
That accent sounds very familiar.
I know, right? How are you, Dave?
I'm not so bad.
Again, I gave out to Hugh for not knowing you were Irish. He should know these things.
Well, I thought you were Tanzanian, so.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Story.
big similarity there.
Hello,
Oh
chat.
my god.
You can't see, but I'm waving.
This is cool. So this is like my first proper ever live stream. I've got 4 guests on. Can't be better. Thank you all
Your
for
first-
coming along.
Your first hangout.
Yeah, proper
I
hangout.
guess you call
there.
it a hangout.
It's no longer like an interview kind of thing. It's now a hangout.
Yeah.
It's
You
official.
know what's awesome? You know what's awesome? You've got 45 watching, but 53 likes and 2 down likes.
It's kind of like a fan convention.
Yeah.
Oh, was I
maybe?
not supposed to down like it?
Well, Gary Wybega would have been the other one. So.
Yeah, that's probably
else?
Gary.
Wasn't I supposed to double like it? Does that work?
JSS Tiger says, you can't see, but I wave back. Thank you. Someone wave back.
There you go.
With both hands.
Yeah,
Yay.
both hand wave. So
See,
how have you been, Crafty?
I'm good. I just went back to work from, I had a couple of days off holidays from a sprained knee. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Other than that.
Oh,
Any new
someone's pinging me.
content on the way?
Yes, if I can get round to actually finishing something. I have a challenging conspiracies that I was hoping to get out the last couple of days, but other stuff happened. So it's going to be on, my patrons actually voted for it. It's going to be on chemtrails. So that's going to be fun. It's been interesting delving back into the world of chemtrails. Down in West Cork, where I was living, there's a lot of them who believe in chemtrails. So I know all the arguments. It's just it's more getting the psychology right. And yeah, so yeah,
I'm always amazed at chemtrails because that seems such a stupid conspiracy theory. Because in Australia we don't see too many because we don't have all the flights that you have in Europe. But I remember when I lived in London, there were just contrails everywhere. And so, yes, there's things in the sky. Oh, it must be a conspiracy. It seems like a stupid way to look at the world.
It is the most ineffective way of mind control. There's much more effective ways.
To be honest, I don't know much about all these conspiracy theories, but I live next to someone who thinks that COVID gets transferred through the internet.
Oh.
So that's
Well,
a thing.
Oh my god.
what I try to do, my background is in sociology, so what I try to do is look at conspiracy theorists from the sociological psychological perspective and try to explain where they're coming from, why the ideas stick, why they kind of gain traction in the first place. Because I don't like attacking the person, because it's not the person's fault. It is the motive behind the conspiracy. So I always kind of divide the two. First of all, there's the con men who want to make money, and they will make money out of manipulation. And then there's the people who will genuinely believe it wholeheartedly. And it's trying to understand the second group. And if we can understand as skeptics, if we can understand that second group, then it's easier to communicate instead of lecture at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do.
I mean,
Insert name just said, "Oh no, someone infected. Click the stream. We are all now infected." if my neighbor would be watching this, he would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Stuart Harding. Did we lose SDSD? He abandoned his own stream.
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, I've got Crafty on here now. Like, I'm gonna just let her take over now. No,
Yeah, it's just like, you don't need to talk. I'm here. Amongst all the guys, the female gets to talk. No,
At least we ain't got to
Yes,
worry
we're
about
sexist
awkward
bastards.
silences with Krafty about.
That's it. You can all sit back and just take a breath for a minute.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Thank you.
You have that accent,
I'm gonna
that,
do that.
don't fuck with me accent.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of the working class dub. I was on a stream there the other day, and we were joking about accents. I think it might have been Critical Cripple, and we were just joking about accents and trying to explain the accents, the Irish accents, because you have the Cork and Kerry accent, which is a world all on its own. Then you have about 3 or 4 Dublin accents. So you have the D4 accent, which is the upper middle class. You would hear from like RTE and stuff like that, the broadcasters. Then you have the normal accent, which most Dubliners speak. Then you have the north side, which is like ridiculous.
Harsh.
And then you have the Skanger accent, which you hear from junkies. And then everywhere else from a Dublin perspective. Now, I've lived out in the world, not just in Dublin, but I've lived out in the world. But for Dubliners, most Dubliners, there's those accents that I mentioned, and then everyone else is culty. Culty from Boggerland. That's it. That's it. We don't understand any other accent. Dave understands. Dave understands.
I do.
You-
I get
you-
all of this.
You've met this before, the ignorant dub.
Well, I lived in Dublin for 7 years, 6 years, I think. When I was working, when I finished the first when I started my first career, shall we say? I worked as a software engineer in Dublin for
Spoiler
6-7
alert!
years.
Spoiler alert! Dave is not from Dublin.
ST. I could
Yes,
actually give you some other background regarding your intro, because I have been working on some music for your intro, so some custom
Okay.
music. I don't know if you're gonna hear that, because I never worked with that, this kind of software, but maybe let's try that. Okay. Might be coming now.
And where is that going?
Are you play? Yeah.
Wait, I started the screen sharing.
Yes,
But it's not
SDSE has to accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Should be down the bottom left. Should be an extra box. So you'll have the 4 of us plus another box from Infinite.
Sorry, I do have to laugh. I do have to laugh. We always make the joke that flirfs can't tech.
Yeah, but I'm an ex-flurf, ain't I?
What?
So I get away with that. I've clicked on him, and then solo layout.
Yeah, you may as well be sharing a screen. Yeah.
Oh, I'm big now.
Share your screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing it right now, but it's not showing on.
No, don't click on him. Click on the extra Infinite box. That's the sharing of the screen.
Yeah.
There should be 2 of them. So you've clicked on the one that's just for him, and then there's the one for the thing he's sharing.
No, there's
showing
no extra
on.
box.
So he's not
Ah.
screen sharing then.
I'm screen sharing.
Screen shares the right down the very
Yeah,
bottom where it says share screen next to Cam Mike.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's underlined blue, and I see my screen next to my camera down where the stream is. But I can start it again. Maybe something went
Yeah,
wrong.
stop sharing and then try it again.
Okay, I'm gonna start sharing now. Okay, now I'm big again. Technical difficulties.
It's probably something I'm doing at this end, but I'm not getting anything to say like accept screen sharing or anything.
It should be down the end where those buttons are.
Well, I would show you that I'm sharing, but if you can see that.
Well, just share your screen so we can see it.
When you're sharing your screen, make sure you tap the box of the window that you want to share.
Yeah.
And then share audio too.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, and then click share.
I did that.
Oh,
No, I'm
sorry,
sharing the screen.
Well, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it looks like, SDST.
Wait a second.
Oh, you got it?
Did you find it?
Well, there's another infinite come up. So
That's
add
the
to
one,
stream.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
So I don't know if you're gonna hear that, but that's the music I have been working on. It's kind of uplifting.
You have to click the box for add audio.
Yeah. Share audio. When the window, both windows came up, that first box after you click share screen, there's one down in the bottom left-hand corner. There's share audio.
I didn't see that.
So
Can
go back
I
out.
that?
Do it again. You can't do it.
Someone know what we're doing. I swear.
Yeah, I don't know which one of us.
I never.
I know.
Right, so click share screen, and then click
Yeah.
the screen you want plus share audio down the bottom left-hand corner.
Bottom
then-
left-hand corner.
Yeah. So the window that comes up after you click share screen, you get the choice of screens. So you select the screen you want, and then you click share audio in the bottom left-hand corner of the same screen. Same window.
No, wait, that's not working. It doesn't
Yeah,
give
it
me
is.
the option. Wait,
Well,
let's
music
just. Do you hear that?
No audio is coming through.
Okay. Just I could try something, but I don't know if this will work.
So if you want to get out, I'll share my screen just to make sure
Yeah.
that you see what I'm seeing.
The problem is I never used this website, so
Yeah. But so it's a learning curve for all of us. So, but I'm just going to share this. If you can select that, Craig. And there we go. So you see over here, that's the share audio button, right? So this comes up as soon as you click share screen. Then you click whichever screen you want, click share audio, and then click share. So that's what I meant.
This doesn't happen when I click it.
All right.
Maybe because you're in another browser than me. I'm using Firefox.
Maybe. I'm on Google. Chrome, I mean, so.
Not for long.
Why is that?
Right, Hugh?
Sorry?
Is Chrome being taken down, is it?
Google's going bye-bye from Australia.
Oh, from Australia.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
it is.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Okay.
How can you not have heard this?
Yeah.
Well, I did actually hear it, but I just didn't believe it.
I'm just
So
gonna
much of this is
try.
negotiation tactics, you know?
Yep.
I'm just
What
gonna
is
try
that?
to use a software to mix my audio. So my desktop audio is mixed through my mic input. Let's see if that works. So
Why is Google coming out of Australia then?
So what basically happened is Australia are trying to get the tech companies like Facebook and Google to take some responsibility for the fact that their platforms are used to share or reshare news, and are saying that basically the news channels are losing out on business because they put in all the research and nobody will pay for any of their materials because you can just get it free on Google. So why would you pay for it? So Australia are basically saying, you're killing our news industry, and our news industry is really important. So we need you to
No, it isn't.
pay. Sorry?
No, it isn't. It's crap.
Oh, what's crap? Sorry.
The news industry in Australia.
Sorry, fair enough.
The Aussie knows best.
I don't know how good or bad it is, but I believe that's the argument. And as a result, Google say that it's not something that they can do. It's not feasible to basically charge, or I'm not sure the exact details, but they claim it's not feasible for them to do it. And as a result, that if Australia are going to continue insisting on this, they're going to just remove themselves from Australia. Which that's going to be basically a company fighting a country, and we'll see how that turns out.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's negotiation. So
yeah,
Sorry,
you always start from the most extreme position, and then you work your way back to sanity. You know, if you're in Bali bargaining for something, and you say how much is it, and they say 70, and you say no, I'll give you 20. But if you say 50, you're going to end up at 60. You know. But if you say 20, you're going to end up at 40.
Can I just address something really quickly? First of all, that felt good. Gary White-Benga, you're doing my head in everywhere you go. Stop copying and pasting and start acting like a human being, or fuck off out.
Nice.
Like, this is not Mr. Sensible's channel anymore. You are not protected here. Start acting like a human being or fuck off out.
Well, I think that's up to SDST personally, but...
What's he doing? What's he up to?
He's copying and pasting bullshit as always.
just a whole pile of prophecy.
No, he knows it's bullshit. It's been debunked several times. He knows the rules. Anywhere he goes, if he's going to talk, do not copy and paste. Especially if I'm mod, you're going to get timed out until you actually act like a human being. That is our deal. That is me and Gary's deal. We've actually spoken about this. We have been on a call and we have spoken about this. Don't do it.
You've actually spoken to him personally, yeah.
Yes.
Blumenek, Gary.
Don't do it.
Like,
Just
don't do it. We're not going to block you if you just have normal conversation. But yeah, please don't just keep posting the same thing over and over again, if you know what I mean, mate. But you're welcome here. But no copy and pasta.
I have no problem with Gary. He is a nice guy. He is actually a nice guy. But don't copy and paste. You know the rule.
And also, it'd be nice if he supported some of the things he says. He just states it. He doesn't provide any evidence or anything like that at all.
STST, I'm gonna switch to Edge. Maybe that works there.
Okay, buddy.
So I'm gonna come back. Just give me a second.
Cool. It is like nails on a chalkboard when you see people just like copying and pasting bullshit. Yeah. It's
Did
not.
you see my latest video?
Tusk. It's not that it isn't a safe place. It is a safe place. I'm not going to attack anyone or abuse anyone. I just hate the copy and pasting, and he knows it. Just don't do it.
It doesn't help anything. I mean, it's not. It's just poking. You know, it's not achieving anything. You're not making any point. You know, if somebody's already addressed your thing, then don't just restate the thing. What's the point of that?
Yeah, and what's worse, the last time I watched Mr. Sensible, he wasn't. We weren't allowed to time him out at all, and so what he kept doing was, my wife was a nurse, and she says she works on a maternity ward. Of course, there's not going to be fucking lines of COVID in a maternity ward.
You bloody well hope not.
Like, seriously,
yeah.
Stop. Just stop.
And that's assuming that his wife is real.
Like, right. So I know, right? But I went back into work. I went back into work there today, and one of the lads is just out of fucking hospital from 3 weeks of COVID. Like, don't even. Dude, I know people who are going through it right now. Do not come to me and say it's fake. Don't.
There's currently a member in this house that has it.
Yeah, see? No. It winds me up. It triggers me.
Seems to work on Edge.
Yay.
Oh, all right. Start sharing your screen.
I'm sharing it right now.
All right. STSC.
Weirdly enough.
Right, just added it.
Let's see if we hear sound.
Okay.
Oh, I hear something.
No, that's my grandfather clock you're hearing.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not hearing any sound from what you're
Hearing
saying.
anything?
No, I actually thought that was yours. It was Hugh's.
Okay. It's just...
Who has a grandfather clock anymore? That's cool.
Well, it's a
Actually,
200-year-old family heirloom.
I have the
think it's
share
awesome.
audio thing. Oh, it's
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little thing you have to select. You blink and you'd miss it.
I just shared the app, and this doesn't seem to work if I just share the app. So I have to share the whole screen. So let's try
Gary, I
that.
have told you. Gary Wybanga, stop it.
Do you hear it
I'm
now?
hearing something.
Yes.
It reminds me of 1990s jazz lounges.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. It's a little uplifting, as you said. You want something uplifting?
Yeah. I think my theme tune at the minute is a bit kind of heavy, if you know what I mean. Like, I just wanted something a bit more relaxed.
Okay.
So yeah, that sounds good, mate.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And that's good. We've also learned now how to screen share and how to play audio as well. So all is
Yes,
good.
next we'll be learning how to tie our shoelaces.
Yeah.
Slow down. Slow down.
I'm still on Velcro.
Yeah, I haven't figured out Velcro either.
clip on tie.
Press the wrong button.
There you go. I think you should be back.
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Corgis are going nuts.
Yeah.
How did the viewers like the track I made?
Yeah, what's the chat say?
Yeah, what did you say in the chat, guys? Did you like that? I know it's obviously, not quite as loud or whatever as it probably will be to hear it, properly. But I thought that was quite nice. I thought that was nice, mate.
Pretty chill.
Yeah.
It was chill. Yeah,
That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
very relaxing.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. So, yeah.
Dudu Bear Meme says they enjoyed the track. And Doo says they sounds good.
And Gary
Nice.
Wybanga completely ignored me. Why? Why do it?
He does it. I think he's probably doing it to
Attitude.
actually try and wind you up, I reckon, now, Krafty.
Well, it's actually I tell you what, right? It's relieving for me. It is actually like stress relief for me to be able to time him out. I'm happy.
It's a service that Gary provides to us all.
Yes. I don't mind. Again, I don't mind if you're going to talk normal.
Yeah,
That's
I mean-
fine. Copy and paste. I'm just going to keep timing you
Thank
out.
you, Stuart Harding. Stuart Harding just said, good work. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So people are like,
To be honest,
Nice.
it didn't take me so long
spiffy
to
tune. Yeah.
yeah. It didn't take me too long to make it.
So yeah, Tuss says Gary Wybanga is flat earth bubble wrap.
That's such genius, really, isn't it? Flat Earth bubble wrap. The more you think about that, the more you think,
I
yeah.
know, yeah. It's the
Any
perfect
sense.
Yeah.
Well, how
That is quite
how
true.
exactly does flat Earth bubble wrap work? If it's
Every
flat.
every time. Yes, that is true. It's flat, but it's bubble wrap, so it's
Perhaps it's a cultural thing here. Infinite.
It's
Bubble wrap.
deflated bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap is relaxing. So
Yeah.
it's the flat Earth equivalency of bubble wrap because you just get to time him out all the time, and it is actually satisfying, especially when he's bullshitting like that. And hello to Round Thinker. You have to get in touch with me about that thing, Round Thinker, when you can, please.
what do you mean by when Gary's bullshitting like that? That's the only way he does it.
He doesn't, and I will give him that. When he slapped around
2
the head a
minutes,
few
guys.
times, when he's slapped around the head a few times, i.e., when he's timed out a couple of times and reminded not to copy and paste, he does actually start to interact with people. So, hopefully,
Well, that's a good thing. I'd much rather interact with people than be.
I don't like
He's timing
timing
them
people out, but I mean, if they're going to copy and paste, yeah, it's very satisfying. Anyway,
Hello, is Craig gone? Or
He's on mute for a minute, I suppose. Yeah, he's just.
he said 2 minutes, didn't he? Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought he meant we had 2 minutes left.
He's having another Riley. That was quick.
God, he's
Anyway,
a bladder
how's
of a
everyone
size of a
doing, chat?
walnut.
Just doing some small talk, you know.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
How's
Well,
It
everyone
wasn't
doing in
copy and
chat?
pasted, apparently. It was a reply to Hugh Jarsz. So Gary is claiming it's not
And he's
copy and pasted.
back.
Stuart Harding,
Who's
give me
Hugo
some.
Jarsz?
Gary, don't. If you continue with the COVID shit, I'm gonna delete you again. Like, no, just stop. We had this conversation for 3 hours. No. We had this conversation for 3 hours on Mr. Sensible's channel. Don't do it. Just no. Again, you're not safe from being timed out here. You talk shit. Sorry.
I think he does it deliberately to wind up. But, you know, he goes out of his way, obviously, to go into the chat.
But again, his wife. He talks about his wife, right? First of all, we have to accept that his wife is real, which I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. There's a crazy for everyone, but the idea of his wife seeing COVID patients lined up on trolleys in a maternity hospital. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And if it is happening, that hospital needs to be shut down like right now.
Yeah.
I've seen people saying like, why are the car parks all empty in the hospitals? And then you're like, well, because there's not allowed to have visitors there. Do you know what I mean? Like they're trying to keep
everyone's
people
locked
away
down.
from it.
Not only
But,
that,
like,
not only that, if you've been confirmed, so here's the thing: most hospitals they'll have set up a test center somewhere away from the hospital, so it's not the actual hospital that you're getting tested in. Once the test comes back from your GP, not the hospital, you are then sent into isolation.
Yeah, you're told to go home.
So you don't
Not stay in the
go to hospital.
Yeah, you go
unless
home.
yeah. I mean, there's people outside, like on my block here, who have COVID, who were taken away by the army in order to get tested. Like, National Guard are bringing people to test centers to stop them using the fucking buses and infecting more people just in case they have it. Like,
You know what's the funny thing here? We don't really know where we can test ourselves. There's
What?
no information on that. I don't find any places where I can test myself. I tried to find one, but I didn't find one.
ours is on the HSE website. Like, we can just go on hse.ie and everything is there.
Yeah.
I mean, where I live, there's like a walk-in one. There's about 3 in my town alone, so I'm surprised there's not really. How did COVID hit Austria then? Was it bad?
Austria.
You know, obviously,
Not Australia, Austria.
Austria.
That's what you said.
Well, in the beginning, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't really noticed. Then all of a sudden, we went into home office and shit happened. Sorry for bad words.
Yeah, I
That's what
she said.
apologize too. I apologize too. I curse a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you are Irish.
And I'm a dub, even worse. I'm a working class dub, so like, it happens.
I'm surprised you said there's so little information, though. I mean, where I am, we seem swamped with information. There's drive-through COVID testing. You just have to show up. And like we had a lockdown in January for 3 days, and they encouraged people to go out to the drive-through centre to get tested, and they did something like 25,000 tests in those 3 days. It all came back negative, which was really good because we thought we had the UK strain about to spread around, but the lockdown worked, it seemed.
That's the funny thing, because Germany has mass tests, so you have to get tested, and we don't even have them. I find it a great idea to have these mass tests, so people get tested for COVID, so they can see how many people really are infected with it, because many people don't get tested because, like, conspiracy theorists or whatever.
Natural
And we
selection.
don't have them here.
Well, you see, over
They
here,
didn't make, they
Sorry, go ahead.
didn't do them here.
yeah, over here, it's only if you are showing symptoms that they want you to get tested, which is a bit of a bullshit because not everyone shows symptoms.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? There was one lad in work there, and he was saying in November he took a week off because he was starting to get symptoms, but he never went and got checked. He just stayed in bed. He thought it was the flu. Even though he couldn't actually get out of the bed, he was saying his lower back ached like nothing he had ever felt. He couldn't walk. His knees kept buckling from under him, which he'd never gotten as the flu. And yet, because he had heard these conspiracy theorists saying that it was the flu, somehow he got it into his head, nah, it must be the flu. It was actually COVID. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of
And-
stories coming up like that now, isn't there, where people are literally dying as still denying it even exists, and they're, on breathing apparatus, basically keeping them alive, and they're still saying, oh, no, it doesn't exist.
I'm going to remove that. Gary, if you can prove that assertion that I just removed, then you can say it. Until you can prove that assertion, fuck off. I'm sorry. He's basically saying that many pregnant women have tested positive, but they have to stay in the delivery section. No, because if someone tests positive for COVID, they're not going to keep them with other pregnant women. Stop. Seriously. That kind of stupidity hurts even me.
Does Gary actually make content then? Or is he just like
No, he's
He
just a
makes
troll in the
videos.
facts.
He makes videos. They're pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to do a response video to some of them. Then I realise, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we
I kind of feel
don't
bad
even
for-
really know if he's even a flat earther.
To be honest, I kind of feel bad for anti-vaxxers now since COVID is here.
There's more of them now.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
they're growing.
I've seen polls on YouTube and stuff, and like some people are literally like saying 45% of people won't even take the vaccine and things like that in America. I mean, I don't know how true that is,
Yeah.
but you still there, guys? Sorry,
I mean,
I thought
yeah,
my internet dropped out
Even
for a
their
second.
even their kids can be infected more now since the mutation, and they still don't vaccinate them.
Yeah,
Because even if it's a vaccination for another sickness, it can help a little bit.
Are you sure of that? No, maybe don't say that. I don't think that's correct.
I kind of have the feeling it helps a little bit if you vaccinate if you have already vaccinated for other sicknesses.
Why?
Well, you're allowed to have feelings, but yeah, I don't think there's any necessarily link between the two.
Yeah, there's not.
Is that okay? Well, I learned something new.
Oh, I was hoping we were going to have our first ever debate then.
Yeah, we're in the wrong channel.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you think you've got findings, maybe do it on the Truth Debates channel at some point.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Brand new debating channel. Speaking
I
of,
kind
speaking
of
of,
We'll have to get you
thought
on there,
about
Krafty, as
getting
well.
in this debating channel thing for conspiracy theories, since I already have a gaming and a music channel, and I kind of got inspired by Sam and Dan and you to do such channel, but I didn't really get around to doing that. So
It's
maybe,
difficult, isn't it? I mean, once you get going, you kind of get hooked, I think. But
yeah. Well, work kind of holds me back from all these YouTube things. So I
Yeah.
don't
I
get
know.
to do many videos.
Yeah, I get too
What do you
easily
say that
distracted.
Yeah.
What?
That's what stops me.
I don't know. I just do my videos sort of. I feel a bit uninspired for a couple of days, and then suddenly I'm like, right, I know what I'm doing. I know what I've got to do, and kind of put it together. But sometimes I wish and thought, oh, if only you'd have spent a couple of days on it and really polished it up, it could have been so much better. But kind of my emotions just run wild with me, and I'm like, you got to get it out, you got to get it out, sort of thing. And but I wish I could actually take more time with them. I think really, all will come though when it, But
I've gotten
that's
into the
just
habit. I've gotten into the habit when I want to make videos, I'll make videos. I'm
Mm.
not putting any extra pressure on
Yeah.
myself, because otherwise what tends to happen when you put pressure on yourself, I have to make the video, I have to make the video, I have to make the video.
Mm.
You're not especially when you're not in the mood to make the video, or you're not in the right frame of mind, because you do have to be in a frame of mind. People are going to know as soon
Yeah.
as you release that video whether you're on your game or not.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's where you win or lose support.
That's the same thing with me. I have to be in the mood to make a video. For example, my gaming channel is really not. I don't have recent uploads like other YouTubers, like 2 days and then another video in 2 days and then another videos. I just kind of throw them out when I like to do one video.
How long are your videos?
Sorry, yes, Alman, I am for sure. Sorry.
Say again, STST? I didn't really understand that.
How long are your videos usually? Do you say
Usually
like a live stream
on my gaming channel, it's usually 3 to 4 minutes, because the videos I uploaded there right now are some Beat Saber maps.
Yeah.
So that's a VR game for my VR glasses. And I just played some maps on that and thought like I could record them and put them on my YouTube channel. They're not edited. Then don't really need to be edited. That's also good, because I don't really have time to edit my videos because of work and other stuff. And I also stream here and there sometimes if I have the mood to stream.
Yeah, I think
Usually I stream more because I kind of think like I can interact better with my audience. That's why I stream more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not used to streaming, so I need to do it a lot more. I think it's probably like my 3rd or 4th ever stream, if you know what I mean. So, on my channel. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's been ages thinking like, oh, I need to connect with people.
Well, weirdly
and it
enough,
is, it's good. It's a good, quick way.
Weirdly enough, yes, you get more interaction with
Carry on,
your support. You get more interaction with your supporters, which is important. Because for me, that's why we do it.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, I get more views and support from the content than I do from the live streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, even say Krafty or Creaky, or even like say Simon Dan, if you did a live stream, it won't get anywhere near the views an actual edited video will get, will it? If you know what I mean. But each to their own, I suppose. But no, I quite enjoy it.
Craig, just to jump in there.
There's nothing to get upset about, is there? If you don't get a lot of views on a live stream, it's unplanned. But yeah, sometimes I set myself up with a video and think like, oh, this is going to be brilliant. I'm going to get 3,000 or 4,000 views, and that might get 700 or 800. So at least there's no disappointment here.
Just to jump in there, Owlman said it to me a minute ago there that 49 subs, you might actually have to do something now. And I just went over to check the Truth Debates channel. It's now up to 50. So yeah, there's currently. So I'll throw the link in the chat again. So there's the link in the chat again. But we're going to actually have to do something, and probably sooner than we thought. You said 100.
I actually
well,
am close to 50 subs on my gaming channel too.
Cool. See, I have a different view to most people when it comes to from most content creators. Hugh was there the night I set up my channel. Hugh, what happened to make me set up my channel?
I said, let's do a video together.
Before that,
Oh, well, we had the live stream on Mr. Sensibles, and we talked about the need to counter all the crap that people are putting out.
and what happened in the chat? They bullied us. Bullied us.
I must go back and watch that.
Oh yeah,
back?
well, especially me. I was bullied. I was definitely bullied. Peer pressure made me start up a channel. So I have a different take.
Yes.
On
yes. Sorry, Mr. Sensible bullied you.
Yeah.
Hello.
No. Can you hear us? See.
Oh, I think my
I can hear
connection
you.
on.
He can't.
No,
hear
you're
us.
still there. I still see you.
Ah. Cool. Yep. My
You do look
connection
a bit
must have stopped.
distorted.
So yeah, I was kind of bullied into starting up a channel. So my view on channel as a content creator is different to other people's, because I didn't intend to set up a channel. So my view on things, if 5 people, and I see the 5 people are usually in the chat anyway, and I see some of them. If 5 people want to hear what I have to say, I'm going to make a video, just for those 5 people. If it's 500, even better. My videos, the content has never really fallen below 600, which is just under half my membership, my subs. So, I mean, that's pretty good going in terms of interaction. But
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
yeah, for me, if there's only 5 people that want to hear what I have to say, that's enough. Because I didn't expect one person to give a shit about what I had to say. So
I mean, you don't see that much that half of your subs watch your videos, because most of the times it's just like 2% of your subs watch your videos, and the other 2% are unsubscribed.
So, well, for me,
it's
a way of avoiding disappointment if a video doesn't do as bad. It's the fact that anyone is mad enough to want to hear me speak for 20 minutes. I don't understand that at all. I really don't.
Accent.
Yeah, I grew up with this accent. It's a shitty accent.
A lot of the world love it though. Like the Irish, like a lot of English people say, "Oh, I love the Irish accent." Like Americans do. Like it's a well received accent, if you know what I mean. It's calming and soothing, I think. But you might not think that yourselves, guys. But
and a bit Peruvian.
I mean, even I understand that.
Yeah.
That accent.
Yeah, not fishing for compliments, I swear to God. But that's where I come from. I come from that perspective where it was requested of me to start a channel. I didn't intend to start the channel. So the way I look at it, if anyone watches the video outside of myself, that's remarkable to me. So I avoid the disappointment if it doesn't do as well, because I'm not out to please the algorithm. I'm not out to do well on YouTube. I'm here to give my thoughts. If anybody gives a crap about them, that's great. Yes, Demon Orb is actually one of, I think you were my 5th member, Demon Orb. But Demon Orb, we gently persuaded you to start your channel. Gently. For 2 fucking hours. Yeah, gently.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it's
cool
an ultimate
story,
pleasure. It is a pleasure. It really is.
It's like
I make jokes
sometimes
about it.
I look at it like a personal blog. Do you know what I mean? Like I think I'll watch back my videos in say 30, 40 years and just be like, what on earth? Like you're a flat earther? Like, it'll just be funny.
Well, it's also the ability to say, I changed my mind, and that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think that's so important and so lost on people at the moment. There's this thing that admitting you're wrong or you made a mistake or you don't know something is somehow a bad thing. I mean, It absolutely isn't. If you never admit you made a mistake, or if you currently think you know everything, then there's nothing new for you to learn, and you're going to stay stuck where you are forever.
Yeah, you're in purgatory, and that's never good. But even to I've always said it. For the last 10 years, we don't know how to talk to each other anymore. We don't know how to debate. We don't know how to get across ideas, and partly because of social media, because we're so used to transforming who we are, we lost the private self, right? So what we have to do is, in social media, or in the social media age, is we've had to adapt ourselves to what we think people will like, and so we've lost the ability then to communicate who we are, because we don't know who we are.
I actually
That's so
think
true.
on top of that, there's another reason as well. I mean, well, absolutely, I'm not taking away from any of that. I 100% agree. But if you also, especially from an Irish point of view anyway, I don't want to speak too much about technology around the rest of the world when I was younger, but from an Irish point of view, like before the advent of social media, where you got any of your information from was either the newspaper, the radio, or the television.
Yeah.
And any of those three medias had to have a company behind who was publishing it. It had to have, there was a lot of money, there was vetting, there was checking, there was making sure all the information was pretty accurate before it came out. So as the consumer, as the Joe Soap, you didn't have to think about what you were hearing. It was probably correct. I mean, most of the time it was going to be correct. Whereas then when social media came out and anybody can just go live, anybody can just make a stream, anybody can make a video, you end up with the situation that you've got people still in that frame of mind where if I hear it, it's true. And we're in a position now where no, none of this is vetted. This is all just people's opinion. You got to go and check out their opinions. You've got to validate that stuff. You got to really make sure you hear it.
I think it's more if it's presented. I think it's more than just if it's there, it's true. I think if it's presented in a professional manner, you can have a very professional website for dirt cheap, if anything. And so what's been happening is the other thing is the decline in the professional, because we don't really have professionals anymore. We're the gig economy now. Everything is 0-hour contracts. Nothing is secure. And so we don't put our faith, or we don't respect the profession anymore. And so the ability to discount a doctor when it comes to COVID, the ability to denounce the teacher for lying about NASA, or any of that, it becomes much easier when you don't respect professionals.
It does. I mean, even say the teachers, like people don't respect teachers anymore, do they?
Well, the police in particular too. No one respects the police. And the police's whole job is to keep us safe. When I was a small boy, anyway, you didn't go up and give lip to the policeman. You get a clip around the ear. They're not allowed to do that anymore. And so, people go up and they do it on purpose just to show off in front of their mates.
I mean, if when I was growing up, if you called a doctor a liar, we all called them hacks, or we all called them whatever. But if you were to actually go up to a doctor and tell them that they were lying, or they didn't know what I know better, the first thing would have been said, where's your degree? Where's your 10 years of work? Earn the ability to have an opinion. That was the respect that professionals were given. That's gone. That's pretty much gone, except for those of us who remember how to respect professions.
That is so true. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's so true.
Just respect. The world has lost the ability to respect things, haven't they? Well, nature being the main one, but I don't know.
We've also grown up, especially in the age of technology, we've grown up in this idea of individualism, that my individual voice is more important than the collective. So that mixed with the kind of gig economy has created a situation where you are able to say, no, this person who has worked all their lives in this field doesn't know what they're talking about. So that's the other thing. You think I'd studied this shit.
Yeah. That's so true.
I guess you didn't.
To be able to understand it. I mean, you obviously have such a good understanding of the conspiratorial mind and everything. Like, it's almost like you've got your foot in the door, but you'd never really believed in it. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of went down the rabbit hole, but do you know what I mean? But like kind of had
here's the thing though. I would be kind of left of center in my politics. So I know, and I've seen lies come from the government. So I understand where a lot of the conspiracy theorists kind of come from. I've been in that room where someone will say to you, "Oh yes, we're protecting your hospital," and 2 months later they're trying to shut down your hospital. I've been in that room. I've fought for my hospital. I've done all of that, so I can see where. And a lot of the modern day conspiracy theorists came out of the bust, where I've spoken about this in a video. Your mindset for the person falling down the rabbit hole, everything that you had believed up to that point you have to be at a crossroads where you're open to a new reason for what's happened in your life, whether it's a trauma, whether it's the economic bust. And for a lot of people, it was the economic bust. But there has to be a reason behind this. And everyone wants to believe that someone is in control when all around you is chaos. And so that's the lure for conspiracy theorists, that they are in control. Someone is in control. They're not that united, guys. They're not that clever. They're not as clever as they want you to think they are. So when you look at it through that perspective, it's and again, I've seen the real conspiracies where they will come out to the public and say, "Oh, we're not going to do this," and 5 months later they're doing it. So again, I get it where politicians lie. Therefore, everything politicians say is lies.
Yeah, I mean, it's muddied the water, I suppose, hasn't it? And it just becomes.
Well, yes and no.
People have always distrusted politicians, I think, but.
Yeah, but that's par for the course for politicians doing that sort of thing. I mean, most of the time it's just downright incompetence because people having consulted the government because they don't know what they're doing. They get people like me in to sort it out for them. Most people in government are there because they couldn't hack it in the real world, in the commercial part of the world, because there you could be. Well, a lot of them. I'm not talking about healthcare professionals and things like that.
Most careerist politicians have been groomed since university.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were politicians, student politicians, and things like that, and they're brainwashing themselves basically, but they don't brainwash themselves into being competent in anything, and unless you strive to be competent in something, you can't ever understand what it takes to be an expert, and therefore you can't understand experts. And you just dismiss them, I guess.
Exactly.
Crazy. No, I mean, I need to actually look into politics more. I used to just be one of these type of guys that just never cared, and just think to myself like, I can't have influence. What's one vote going to do? But way too many people think like that.
I feel I'm on the other side of that. I've looked into it and then I've realised, they're just a bunch of idiots.
Right? Yeah. I'd be of Hugh's persuasion. What was it in your life then that kind of got you, that got you onto the first Flat Earth video? Because it was Eric DeBay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was it that made you start looking for shit like that?
I remember just having this really random thought. And I've got this dream of writing a book sometime, and I still will try one day. But it was like a fictional book, an idea that the world was basically, in my idea of the book, the other side of Antarctica would be like another huge continent. And it's called basically the other side of the world. And that's where the aliens come from. That's where all the future civilizations live. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of two species have grown separately, and all of that was hidden from us. And I just started looking into that and just thinking, that'd be a cool idea for a story. And then just randomly found this thing about the ice wall and, obviously the ice wall around the flat planet. And then Eric DeBay's video popped up. So it was kind of almost an innocent, just like, I've got a good idea. Like, I'm going to write this little story that there's, because on a globe, half of the globe is basically just water, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And it seems like most of the countries are actually on one side. So yeah, I just kind of looked at a globe once and I was like, what if there's countries there and they're actually just never told us about them? And then, yeah, I became a flat earther. So that's just ridiculous, isn't it? I was always a conspiracy nut, though, to be honest. Like chemtrails I believed in, and, all the Illuminati stuff, and, the Queen's drinking children's blood. Like, I literally used to think all of that. So that was before.
Well,
So
yeah,
I was
so it wasn't a big leap.
Yeah, I was bound to become one, really, wasn't I?
Not really. Not really. Nothing's inevitable.
Well, no, but no, that is, it's so sad just looking back and thinking. But I think I've grown. I think within this last year, I've kind of at least learned how to think a bit more critically. That can't be a bad thing, can it?
Absolutely. And as I said, like, you have opened up and said, I was wrong. And more than that, you haven't disappeared after saying it. And a lot of people do because they might be embarrassed or because they can't accept that they were wrong. They'll say, yeah, I was wrong, and then just disappear and try get a normal life. And that's understandable. That is understandable. You've done the opposite. You've stayed around. You've you've wanted the knowledge. You've learned from people, and you've spread that knowledge, which is even more remarkable because that's not an easy thing to do.
That's the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm here is because you stood up and you owned your mistake and you tried to do something about it.
Same for me.
Oh, cheers, guys. Yeah. I just can't see. I mean, why don't flat earthers watch stuff like this and just think, why don't I really consider what I'm doing? It just stuck. But it can only help to admit you're wrong, can't it? Than just live your life as a lie.
Absolutely,
It's so sad that these guys live like that.
But again, when you're, but you know yourself, when you're in that community, when you're talking to people daily, and some people are talking to people all day, they don't have anything else. It's easy to latch onto it and not let it go. It's easy to stay within the confines of that. You see it all the time in the political world. Left-wingers who can't talk to right-wingers, right-wingers who can't talk to left-wingers. The extremes can't even talk to the center half the time because they're too extreme, and vice versa. So it's the same thing in the conspiracy world. You're in your community, or you feel you have people who accept you for who you are, for what you believe, who aren't going to make fun of you, who aren't going to belittle you. That's why I never, except for Gary, I never attack the individuals. I never attack the individuals. It's the ideas behind it that's important. Because Absolutely. As soon as you attack the individual, you've lost them. And you've lost whoever's listening as well.
Well, and you shouldn't anyway. I mean, there's absolutely, like, I personally feel there is no idea ever that's beyond ridicule, but you shouldn't ridicule the person. Like, I mean, it's the idea that deserves the ridicule. I mean, the person has whatever reason for believing it. Like, as you mentioned, it could end up being a product of your general upbringing or whatever groups you're in or whatever that is that's sunken you into that. But, there's no reason to hammer at anybody for having a wrong impression of something. But the idea itself, absolutely, any idea is open to ridicule.
I think that's the same with comedy in a way.
I just want to address something, and I'm not going to delete it. Gary Wybenga in the chat. Gary Wybenga in the chat says, doctors are human. They make mistakes. You have a responsibility to critically analyze what they say. Yes, Gary, absolutely. But you need to know what they're talking about in order to have an opinion about it or critically analyze what they're saying. If you have no idea of the linguistical framework or anything that they're talking about, if you are not a virologist, you're not going to know about viruses. I'm sorry. I don't care how clever you think you are. You have to understand the world in which they work. And the only way of doing that is experience, knowledge, seeking actual knowledge from the textbooks that they have been raised on.
Yeah. What people like Gary forget is it takes about 10,000 hours of practical experience to become an expert. You can't do it by reading a few Wikipedia pages.
Or by watching a few YouTube videos. I'm sorry. As a YouTube creator, I know
And
this.
unless you're an expert, you can't really comment on these sorts of things. You've got to leave it to people. That's how our society works. People specialize in certain areas and become experts, and that way we're far better off because they're going to give us good advice, well, relatively good advice anyway.
Yeah, there isn't time to know everything. It's just not possible. So
Absolutely.
No. And that's
gotta
why
lean
we
on the
have
experts.
specialists. That's
Yeah.
why we have specialists. See, you recently upped the stakes of CATS and FTFE's challenge to certain individuals. Here's why I think that's a dangerous idea.
Uh-huh.
Here's why I think it's a dangerous idea, okay? I don't think your ability to believe in a flat earth or believe in conspiracy theories is equal to intelligence. It is not really about intelligence. Someone can be very intelligent.
Oh yeah.
Now, the other
Some are even
reason,
qualified.
the other reason is because I think it was like GCSEs or something that CATS was, which is like low level. Like, I don't know. I don't think it was A levels. It was
Junior,
GCSEs.
I'd say.
Now, here's the thing with GCSEs. Dave, you'll understand this. For primary school and early secondary school, and sometimes upper secondary school, what they do is they make you revise stuff. So it's not about you critically thinking. It is about learn this shit and regurgitate it on this page. So that's why it's kind of dangerous.
It is.
I
Because
just knew they
anyone
wouldn't
can,
accept.
anyone can
Like-
regurgitate it. It doesn't mean they have to understand it, and it doesn't mean they have to believe it.
I mean, to be honest, I just know they won't accept it. I could have said like, say your ABC's live, and I'll delete my channel, and they still wouldn't have. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But-
I just knew that it was more to show other people that they're not genuine. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're right, they could have easily studied for, I set a 2-week time limit. They could have easily studied their little butts off and deleted my channel and FTFEs. Do you know what I mean? But it was more of a, it is a bit of a risk because I'd have had to start all over again. But but it was more.
You said you
What
put
was that,
2-week time limit. You said you put a 2-week time limit on that anyway, didn't you?
Yeah,
So and
yeah.
when
To actually physically take the
how long is
test
left
within
on that?
2 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks since that happened, wasn't it?
so you're safe.
Oh, and
No,
Brian's logic came
no.
out and said he's not doing it at all. Not hope.
Yeah, he's already actually said he's not going to do it at all. So even if Flatzoid now said he would, it just wouldn't be. It needed both of them. So there was a few things I went through my head. I was like, it's just not going to happen. They're not going to communicate with each other and say, look, let's knuckle down for 2 weeks and show these guys what we're made of. I just knew they wouldn't do it.
I think as well, though, part of the reason why I know there's obviously the reason that a lot of the flat earthers don't want to do some of this stuff because I don't think they don't trust the results they'll get, or they don't know how to interpret them. I'm not really, that's another thing, but I think there's also a problem in that within that community, many of those the truthers, shall we say, have made these challenges, and they've made stupid challenges, and they've lost the challenges, and then they've just gone nah. So as a result, then they're not going to take you up on your challenge because they think you're just going to go nah.
It's already they already think it's a predetermined way of embarrassing them, so they're not going to do it. There was something that I was going to say, but I forgot because it's been a long day.
But by the way, see, just to let you know, that channel is now on 55 subscribers.
Wow!
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
much,
I'm going to throw the link in there again in case there's anybody left in the chat that hasn't subbed. But we're going to.
I'm going to sub it right now.
Thank you.
And obviously, if people do watch the stream back, hopefully they'll have the chat up. So I reckon we'll be hitting 100 within about a week. Hopefully.
And I'd like to add that I've put on about 11 subscribers since I've been on this. Cool. Still 11. So thank you very much, SDSC.
No, thanks for coming, mate. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, 57 subscribers now.
Sorry, mate, 57?
Dave has 57 subscribers now.
Yeah,
we'll probably actually end up with more than on this channel. Let's hope. At least, I won't just be like the ex-flat earther. Like, I'm going to try and pretend that I'm not going to mention that there. Not really. I'm only joking.
So STST,
guys,
I'm actually
I'm
really.
going to sort of rack it up in a minute. But what was you saying?
I actually was going to go right now, but if you're gonna wrap it up in a minute, I can stay
that's
a
what
minute.
I was going to say, mate. It's been blooming successful, hour and 50 minutes. So thanks everyone that did give a super chat earlier. That is amazing. It's really just going to help the channel keep going. So thank you all for that. I'll go around the sort of table, let everyone sort of say goodbye. So Hugh, Jarsz, mate, are you there?
Yep.
Lovely. Yep. So we're just going to go around everyone. If you want to say your goodbyes, do a little shit of anything.
Yes, thanks very much for having me on. It's been great. I'm glad I pointed you to StreamYard. It's a lot easy, and it's very easy, isn't it? I'll be live streaming at 10 a.m. UTC Thursday, which is in Eastern Australian Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. tonight. What's that? That's about 10 hours from now or so. I'm just going to have pretty much like this. Just have a call-in chat. Whoever comes along who takes my fancy, we'll have a chat. Jessie102, who's in the chat right now, said she'll come along. She's a fairly exciting new addition to the community, so it'll be interesting to have a chat with her. And hopefully a few others will pop along. I know you're working at CST, but hopefully some others will be available.
Unfortunately, but
yeah, and I'm hoping to have a video for Irrelevables, which is on Thursday night UTC, which will be tomorrow morning my time. So, but it's either going to be the one I'm doing for Raichi 50s, or something other that'll be just nice and quick. But it depends on how far I get on the Raichi one today, which I'm about to get into once I'm off this. So, yeah, once again, thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for your help. See you later, buddy. Dave?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. So Hugh, sorry, unfortunately I'll miss your stream as well. It's work time for me, the other side of the world when that's on. But yeah, listen, this has been awesome. It's, as I said, first time appearing on a live stream. A bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, it's been fun all the same. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, hopefully, and by the looks of the numbers, we'll be having a debates channel soon. I think we're at 59 now.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
You said 100.
Yeah. That's okay though. Now we know that I can get this up and running. We can go ahead, if you know what I mean, get some debates. So I'll put some feelers out, try and get a debate together. So that'll be cool. Thank you very much. Infinite.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm not good at making goodbye speeches, but I actually learned something today about conspiracy theories, and I hope you will stay tuned for the intro and the logos I'm making you.
Yeah.
Also, you all in the chat, I hope you stay tuned too. And yeah.
Cool.
Goodbye to you all.
Thanks for coming along, mate. Yeah. Can't wait
Infinite.
to hear the full one.
If I can just interrupt for a second. Infinite, can you post a link to your channel in the chat? Because I tried to have a look for your channel. I couldn't find it. So that'd be helpful. And it'd be helpful for everyone else to find your channel too.
Do you want a link to my gaming channel or my music channel?
It's up to you. Which one do you want to show? Or both if you want.
I'm going to show both.
Have you got a blue spanner?
Hey, what?
Oh, he probably doesn't. No. Post something in the chat so SESD can moderate you.
Wait,
you can't post links unless you're a moderator, you see.
Okay, yeah.
And you can't make you a moderator unless you post something. So type something in there. Just anything.
Whilst he's doing that, Krafty?
The YouTube chat I'm talking about, not the StreamYard chat.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it. INF Games.
Oh, yeah, cool. Right, yes. You should now be able to post a link there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Cool.
Oh, there it is.
Krafty.
Okay, so Round Thinker is going to get back to me on something that we're working on. Oh geez, I have so much. Alien X Gaming, I'll be doing an interview with him. If you haven't checked out his interviews, they're pretty damn good. What else? I have a stream on Saturday at 2 p.m. UTC, gaming stream. Woohoo! I've the Life on the Flip Side with Steam and Cup of Reason on Steam and Cup of Reason's channel this week. We do it every week. One's on my channel, one's on his channel. So this week is on his channel. What else? I have the Challenging Conspiracies. Let me see. What else? There's a shitload. Oh, I'm working on a two-parter with Conspiracy Cats. One is on, I don't even know if I can say this. Well, I can. One is on the imposter syndrome, and the other is on Dunning-Kruger, because they kind of go hand in hand. They're kind of the anti of each other. So that's going to happen at some point. And I have, I'm finishing up a series. I'm waiting until I get the entire series finished, but I'm finishing up a series on the idea of the social contract, what binds us all, the unwritten rules of what binds us all together as a society. And then the last thing is next month is the first Eye on Society, where we're going to look at why issues in our society are actually issues. So instead of just looking at the initial issues, we're going to look a little bit at the history of why they've become issues. So lots to do.
Busy lady.
Yes.
Cool.
That's the plan.
Well,
That's the plan.
Yeah, got to be done. Thanks everyone, all you guys for popping in. Thanks so much. Makes it a little bit more interesting than me just kind of sitting there ranting to myself. So thank you all so much for that. Everyone in the chat, thanks for coming along. The super chat's amazing. And yeah, stay safe, everybody, and keep it global. Bye.
Bye.